Hi guys, it's Damian from UK Mindmaster. Joining me today is someone who will be known to anyone wherever you are in the world who has anything to do with hypnosis, but very shortly will be known to anyone who's new to it all. We have the founder and the director of the UK Hypnosis Academy, the creator of Kinetic Shift Technique, and I'm really excited to introduce to you Karl Smith. So hi Karl, thanks for joining me.
My man.
Are you good? Well, basically in Lord Byron's Don Juan, the saying comes, truth is stranger than fiction, and I think your story epitomizes that saying. So I was hoping you'd share with us sort of the chronological story of Karl Smith.
Well, so it's great to be with you today, and obviously to help you and develop your career as well. My career started as a young pup living in Great Yarmouth, which is a place in Norfolk and East Anglia, UK. I desperately wanted to leave this small village and small fishing village, and I ended up joining the military, went into the army, went into all the places that your holiday representative definitely won't send you to. Did all of the tours, saw the best and the worst of humanity. And after doing that, I decided to leave after 12 years. I joined the police in the UK, and then went on to tactical firearms teams. Went into firearms training, and then did loads of stuff really. So, and I've been involved in many incidents with police charity work that's involved me in a majority of police firearms incidents from 2005 all the way up to realistically until the last couple of years, really. So I've been able to do my stuff, but support officers and their families. And it's been really great. But I left the police after 12 years. So I did 12 years army, 12 years police. But during my police time, I was hit by DUI, or a drunk driver. For those people that are in England, or those people that may watch this in America, DUI in America, and a drunk driver over here, drink driver. And so he reversed over me, drove over me, left me for dead. And the long story short is that I went to CBT and I went to counselling. And they did very little for me. In fact, they made me worse. They made me suicidal, to be brutally honest. And that's not a kicking against CBT or counselling, because CBT and counselling or any other therapeutic intervention are a personal thing. For me, CBT and counselling just did not work. And then I was on duty. I was trying to get back on duty, and the police force I was with said, "Look, this guy knows how to do certain things," and he came around my house. Did some changes, and it miraculously just turned things on its head. And then I just went on course after course after course looking for the golden fleece, and I never quite got it. And and literally, because hypnosis was used on me that day, I was so fascinated. And let's look at the word fascinated, and Franz Anton Mesmer, who mesmerized people and used fascination. So. The key thing is that I was fascinated with hypnosis and developed a massive interest in it. And then I was given opportunities to go do work over in Las Vegas, and I worked with a guy called Jonathan Chase over in Las Vegas, who took me as an understudy in his Hypnosis Academy because of my confidence, but I think because of my military and my emergency services time. I think my confidence was a lot higher than most people, so I didn't care. I was doing rapid inductions all day long. It didn't really bother me, and it didn't phase me if it failed. I never let that stuff phase me. Because it's not me that fails, it's the client that fails. And some people might find that arrogant, but if you know how hypnosis works, that's the reason why. So the key thing is and then I developed my own ideas, my own techniques. As you know, Damian, I don't follow people. I go the opposite way to what a lot of people do, which gives me the opportunity to develop things and look at things in a different perspective. A lot of people in change work tend to just follow. And they have icons, and they're Derren Browns or they're Paul McKenna's or they're whoever it is on their TV, and they seem to just follow them and sit there dribbling away. Whereas I don't really do that. I tend to look at things in a different way, which has got me success, which has got me to now, from the day that I got run over to now, I've taught in over 50 countries now in person, not like some people, they say I've taught in 50 countries and they've done it on Zoom. No, I've actually been, and as we're recording this, I'm now packing my bag to go to Dublin tomorrow, and then I unpack and then I go to Seattle. So that's the type of lifestyle I lead now. I predominantly work with post-trauma. I have just this thing with post-trauma that I enjoy working with. It's just because that's my background, that's my nature. I'm not really into your weight losses and stuff like that, because it just doesn't help me. It doesn't really do anything for me. So, it's just a case of I just do my own thing, really. So the key thing is that I predominantly just work with trauma, and I just tend to do that. So it's just my thing. I just tend to steer over my way. And so we're discussing how I came about the technique kinetic shift, which is obviously where you're one of our trainers for now. And kinetic shift is built up of techniques and ideas. There's nothing new. Anyone who tells me they've got a new technique, I just sit there and just sigh, really. There's nothing new about kinetic shift, but it's the way that it's been put together gives therapists every tool that they realistically need. Anything from eye movement desensitization all the way through to just alerting a state and getting people to work with the condition that they've come with, not a superfluous, not working over the top of things, really, and that's what a lot of therapists do. They don't actually work with what's really going on. They work with what the client's told them that they think is going wrong, not actually what's going wrong. And like we've discussed before, the issue is never the issue, and a lot of people, when they come in, somebody will say, I've got a spider phobia, and they'll just attack the spider phobia. But I've found in my career that actually looking broader is far better for the client. It's far more beneficial for them, and I find that when I'm not working on just the threat, just the what they're dealing with, if it's a spider or fear of driving or whatever it may be, when I look at it from that, my rates are far higher. The efficacy of my treatments are far higher, because I'm not just targeting a specific. I target globally, then specific, and then come in that way. So I target what the subconscious, unconscious monkey brain really wants us to deal with, not what if you want, for a better word, conscious brain thinks it is. That's if you believe in the subconscious, unconscious, which will now make people think, but we all know that subconscious and unconscious are just metaphors. They're just ideas. They're not real.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's where the kinetic shift came from, basically. Your different view and not following the crowd.
Yeah. Just literally taking 7 things that I was using all the time, compiling them, and then showing people how to use them far more effectively and far more, confidently is the key thing. Showing people how to do certain techniques. Eye movement desensitization isn't new. We all know that EMDR was developed initially by John Grindler, not Shapiro, as it's commonly thought. And I used the fundamental basics of what John Grindler taught Francine Shapiro. And then like looking at modalities and things like that, it's just the way that I use the modalities differently to other people in kinetic shift, how we use it like that, with the isolation of it and finding out what it is, because we know that the brain doesn't work in words, it works in colors and algorithms. So on looking at that, we work with the color and algorithm rather than wordage and verbiage. So we got that as well, I said, and then backfilling, making sure that we've got some form of, if you take something out, you always put something back in, always avoid. So if you take something out that's negative, put something that's positive back in, and just using different techniques like that. And obviously as well, with the confusion technique as well, which is one of the, and calibration. Confusion technique is probably one of the most underrated things that we teach on there. Take confusing people, bringing them back, and then calibrating with the person. It's huge. It's massive. One of the most things that most people don't teach on their hypnosis courses. That's if you get to do hypnosis. I mean, anyone who's watching this anyway will probably, if they've ever been taught hypnosis, will probably have experienced. They've never been able to hypnotize anyone, and they've never actually, felt like they've been hypnotized on a hypnosis course. And that's because the level of proficiency of trainers within the hypnosis profession. That's not arrogance, that's just factual. People think that becoming a hypnosis trainer is just as easy as, they fail in hypnotherapy environments. And what they do then is they then become a hypnosis trainer because they think that's where the bucks are, but then they don't make it, and all they do is they shovel their shit that they've been taught. So, you know, it's just one of those things. I'm very passionate about this. This saved my life. I don't do it. Yes, of course, I earn a good living out of it. But on the same token, I do it because I'm very passionate about the subject. I love it because it saved my life. It literally did. You know, when you're on the brink of alcoholism and drugs, you know, tramadol, you know, and all those type of things, and suicide, and then hypnosis dragged you out of it. That's where I sit with it. And that's why I'm very passionate about it. And like, you know, we guarantee that but within the first 2 hours of you being on one of our courses, you will hypnotize a complete stranger. That's fact. So that's why we've taught you what you do. So yeah, that's cool.
I think that's where I went, you know, without telling the tales out of school. You know yourself, we've had this conversation. You know, I, for one, are one of the ones who spent thousands, you know, on courses that were absolutely. That's where, when I got the opportunity to train with yourself and to be a trainer for the UK Hypnosis Academy, it was, you know, if I can save one person from wasting that money.
There's an enormous amount out there. I mean, the company that I first trained with, a company called Chrysalis, and I'm allowed to say it because I was one of their students. Chrysalis, you know, we were taught scripts, which are a cancer. They're a terrible thing, you know. And scripts, when somebody tells me, a trainer tells me they're teaching with scripts, you can tell straight away that the trainer doesn't understand hypnosis. And you know that from watching me work, is that if somebody tells me that they teach with scripts, I just wipe them away straight away because I've got no time, because they don't understand hypnosis. They don't understand what's really going on. And the other thing as well is that, you know, you get people that are buying into these £10,000 plus or $10,000 courses, and they're going, it's the most ultimate thing, and I've got these 3 little letters behind my name, and I'm such a specialist, and oh my god, and then they go out there and then they fail, and then I have to retrain them because they've spent £10,500 on bullshit, and all they've done is been sold, you know, just fluffy stories. And to be quite honest, when people spend £10,500 or £10,000, most of the people I retrain have spent £10,000 plus on a course, and they come to me to help them, you know, fill in the voids because unfortunately they haven't been taught hypnosis. Is because, you know, they follow the glossiness. They're looking at the marketing. They're not looking at the being fleeced, you know, and getting caught in long disputes about paying extra money and shelling out. It's a load of bullshit. But at the end of the day, the trainers seem to feel like they're ethical in doing what they're doing. I'm very happy, and with the courses I offer, in knowing that we succeed in what we want to do on the tin at a very reasonable price, I'd have to say, compared to time.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the main thing, really. Obviously, you're traveling all over the world. Is that behind the reasoning behind putting your trainers together? Obviously, we did, to say you cracked the whip a little bit, it'd be an understatement, you know. But you know, obviously there's myself and Honey, Maxine, Lindsay around the UK, but with Tony Charles in Spain, Alan Curry up in Scotland. We've got Evan in America. Is it world competition next? Is it?
Yeah. Well, the thing is that we've always had trainers come through, and the thing is that it's not because of the product. It's because people's life changes. You know, people come in, they join us, and we've had trainers in Australia, New Zealand. We've had people in South Africa. I've had people in Cyprus, Germany, Switzerland, Russia. America, we've had lots in America, Canada, you know, we've had people in Canada as well, Argentina, you know, stuff like that. One in Reykjavik as well, in Iceland. So we've always had trainers, but over the 12 years of the academy, people have just gone off and done their thing, and sometimes they come back, as in, you know, hypnosis may not be. I live, breathe, eat shit hypnosis. That's all I do. And I appreciate that some people's lives don't do that. You know, they come in and they want to have a crack at it. They want to boost their business. And they want to develop themselves. That's fine. And they come in, they become a trainer, they do a couple of courses, then toddle off. That's brilliant. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not about them just staying as a trainer. It's about them developing themselves and what they've done as well. So yeah, you know, at the end of the day, we've got that, and we've got more trainers coming on very soon, and they'll be all global ones. So that's looking good as well. And the idea is just to get your names out there, to get you, develop you, to get your name out, then to get the UK Hypnosis Academy out there as well. Because, you know, at the end of the day, I'm I know that there's myself and a couple of other trainers. We spend an enormous amount of time retraining people because they've been delivered a very poor product. And I firmly believe that our product, and I think the proof's in the pudding, to be quite honest, with the way that it's been delivered all over the world, you know, and the reviews say it for itself.
Well, I can certainly vouch for that myself, you know, but that's the next one, that as the trainers advertising the courses for the Hypnosis Academy. Obviously it's not Karl Smith at the front; it's one of the trainers under the name. What can people expect when they see a course advertised by one of your trainers?
So I mean, some of the courses that we've got on the UK Hypnosis Academy website are 1-day courses or 2-day courses. The foundation course is there as well, which is 1 day of just fundamentals of hypnosis, where we guarantee hypnosis within the first 2 hours of you being on the course. The rest of it, and like I maintain with everybody, by the time you're finished with me on day 1, people will be sick and tired of hypnotizing. So, you know, that's the thing. I'll be hypnotizing. So that's day 1. Then day 2, we learn kinetic shift. All depends really if you do the 1 or 2 day course. Kinetic shift, you get to learn all the foundations and the fundamentals, everything that you need to know about being a safe and ethical hypnotist, hypnotherapist, wherever you are in the world, and doing all of those things really. So you know, the 2-day package, even though it's short, is very compact and very, very precise in what we need to do. And I know there's some people out there that go, well, you can't learn to be a hypnotherapist in less than, you know, in 5 days or 2 days. Or no, there's no such thing. These people that go on 10-month courses have been sold a bullshit story, because obviously we know there's no accreditation in the United Kingdom. There's none anywhere in the world, to be brutally honest. But the key thing about this is that not even I know everything, and I've been doing this 15, 16 years now. So to get a good foundation, then go find out the hypnotist who you want to be and develop the way that you want to be, not some robotic drone like some others want to do. Then that's what we prescribe. We go out there and say, we'll get you off the ground, and then you develop into who you want. And then what we tend to do is dismiss some of the myths. You know, some people in the UK, I mean, we're accredited by the CPT accreditation company. Some people choose to go with these like fake hypnosis ones as well. They, you know, because we know out there that there's fake accreditation out there for hypnosis, because there is no accreditation for it. You know, you can go to websites and they'll tell you that they're accredited by XYZ, but there's none out there. There is no accreditation in England, and that's the sad thing about it, is it's quite fraudulent in some ways that they sell a fake accreditation, and that's one of those things. And we stand out and we want to be honest with our students. We want to just say, look, there is no accreditation, but we'll give you the foundation, we'll give you the tools, and we'll support you through forever you want. And if you want to know, if you want to go specialize in, I don't know, bruxism, hypnodontics, we'll send you over to Beryl Comar. If you want to go to do past life regression, we'll send you over another direction to trainers who we know and trust, people that are internationally trainers, not international trainers, not somebody who's just done a Udemy course and then classes himself as a hypnosis trainer.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's the thing for people, just to look, see the courses pop up, and the fact that it's got the Hypnosis Academy behind it. They're going to get the proper stuff, exactly what's as it should be.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the key thing. The key thing is that that's the key thing there. So, but yeah, you know, it's all good fun, my friend, and I love it. I do it with passion. You know, obviously, you know, it's not beating around the bush. It's about running a business. But on the same token, it's about passion, and that's what we deliver here at the UK Hypnosis Academy, and what you'll be delivering, and your peers will be delivering as well.
Absolutely, that's brilliant. Well, I know you're a busy man, so thanks for taking the time out to have a chat with us.
No, you're more than welcome.
Anybody that's interested, if they leave a comment or send us a message of where you are, not in the country, in the world, and we can let people know where the next available course is, or even online as well. So it's all available. We'll put the links to the UK Hypnosis Academy and, of course, to UK Mindmaster. All right, so thanks for your time, Karl. Great having a chat, and we'll speak again soon. All right, thanks a lot.
Take care.
Cheers.